You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
White House Insider hints at possible plot twists before the midterms, based on an article by Maria Teresita Armstrong. Trump's real problem is not the narrative. Power still sits at the top. Donald Trump is not being battered by random bad luck. He is a president, the dominant actor in his party, and the person whose decisions define the administration's failures and its spin. The source material names the symptoms: backlash over the Iran deal, inflation, weak polling, and a Republican fear of a November wipeout. Those are not wild patterns. They are consequences of political power exercised badly. The inner circle is selling delayed. The most revealing detail is not Trump's decline in image. It is the confidence inside his own circle that the damage can be outrun. The line is simple: the war will fade. Cultural Supreme Court wins will distract. The World Cup will change the subject, and the midterms are still far enough away for plot twists. That is not strategy so much as faith in attention span. It treats public memory like a landfill for accountability, misdirection as governing style. This is our administration's familiar trick: convert concrete failure into a contest over storyline. Inflation becomes a messaging problem. Political backlash becomes a temporary media cycle. Even the sources know that Trump is trying to create its own reality points to the core tactic. When power is failing, it stops defending results and starts manufacturing alternate weather. Weakness gets blamed, strength gets performative. The article's framing tilts towards Trump's wounded image, but the deeper issue is that the people with actual authorities are the ones choosing destruction over correction. If the model state Fed is collapsing under performer cancellations, that is not a cultural footnote. It is a sign of political operations that can still command spectacle but cannot reliably produce loyalty, order, or confidence. The Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool project works as a metaphor only because the whole presidency is becoming one, an obvious display drowning in symbolism while the underlying governance remains thin. The pattern beneath the panic. What this story really shows is how authoritarian politics preserves itself when it starts to fail, not by admitting responsibility, but by flooding the zone with future-facing noise, cultural theater, and manufactured inevitability. Trump's problem is not that the press has misunderstood him. It is that the machinery around him keeps treating damage as a branding challenge instead of a record of rule. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Raw Story for today's article, with the automated voice of Diana. Thanks for listening.